Well, last year at this time, it was our pleasure to welcome in the Duggar family from the Learning Channel that you see on television. 18, 19, 20, they're up to, I think, about 24 kids now and counting. And not to be outdone this year, coming to the second annual Success Conference down in Camden, Michigan, is the Bates family. All 20 of you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll do it this way. Those of you who aren't here, say yes. Okay, so they're all here. That's good to know. So, Dad, do you want to come on up? Now, this is Gil and Kathy Joe, right?
Kelly Joe.
Or Kelly Joe, okay. And Kelly is, there she is right there. Kelly, you seem, is this like a daily experience, just being smothered by the kids?
Well.
Yes, no, maybe?
It's a fine kind of smothering.
It's a fine kind of smothering. Well, Gil, before we start with you, I'd like Kelly Joe to step up to the microphone because I'm going to do what I used to do to my mother. Now, I'm used to big families because we had 8, which I know to you is like...
That's big.
That's nothing, but we had 8. So I trust, Kelly, that you know every one of your children.
Yes, sir. I hope so.
In order.
Yes, sir.
Go.
In order. Zach, Michaela, Aaron, Lawson, Nathan, Alyssa, Tori, Trace, Carlin, Josie, Katie, Jackson, Warden, Isaiah, Adley, Ellie, Callie, and Judson.
Well, according to your website, that's good. And one on the way? Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
When are you due?
February.
Oh, okay. So cool. Anybody else got a February birthday?
Couple
Yes.
of them.
Couple of them, okay.
We
3
got
of them?
3 so far. This make 4
Okay.
in February.
Now,
so.
out of the 12 months, Kelly, is there a month that you're missing?
We are missing 2 months, June and March.
Oh, okay. Now, Gil, if you, I don't want to get graphic because we have younger kids here, but does that cross your mind that you'd like to fill in March and June?
Well, you'd surely like to have a blessing for every month.
So, what brings you, Gil, to Camden?
Well, we're here at Camden to be a part of the Success Conference, to be an encouragement to people to turn their life over to the Lord and enjoy what it means to be healthy, wealthy, and wise in a spiritual sense that also bleeds over into the physical life we get to enjoy together as a family.
Because you've got, you've got about 4 families all rolled into one here.
Lots of fun.
It really is. Now, how much traveling do you do then, all 20 of you at a time, for something like this?
Well, we don't travel a whole lot, but maybe 3 months out of the year, pretty much, we travel on and off. Little bits and spurts here and there.
Okay, and you come from Tennessee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, beautiful state.
Yes, sir.
Lovely. What part of Tennessee do you come from?
Near Knoxville, north of Knoxville, Lake City, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Smoky Mountains.
Just a beautiful spot. And do you get an opportunity to enjoy the Smoky Mountains at times?
Yes, sir. We live near a state park 2 miles
okay.
away. So we have deer in our yard and the mountains. So,
Cool.
Yeah, it's
So
beautiful.
you've got a very nice place to stay. And I hope enough acreage for everybody.
For romping and playing and exploring, yes, sir.
Now, kids, does Mom and Dad every now and again just holler at all of you to go out and play? No?
They let us.
They let you. Well, that's good because, like I say, I remember my mom getting to that point where she just like, everybody outside,
Usually
go play.
we have to holler for them to come in from
Yeah.
playing.
Oh, okay.
Way around.
Now, Mom, the ages range from what to what?
Our oldest is 22, Zachary, who just entered into a courtship, and our youngest, Judson, is going to be a year old in September.
Well, happy birthday, Judson. He seems a little tired. He's ready for a nap. But hey, at 1 year old, I would be too. Now, Zach, grab a microphone here real quick. Without getting, without spilling all the beans, because again, I was your age once with a mom and dad. How is the courtship going?
Well, I just started courting her a little over a month ago, and it's going great as far as I know. I'm really enjoying it. It's a new chapter in my life, that's for sure. I've never done anything like this before, but I'm really excited about it.
Now, I'm going to let you know something. If it should happen to get to that point, okay, you don't just marry the person you're in love with. You marry the family.
Oh, yes,
Has
sir.
she met everybody?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
They've come stay at our house several times.
Okay, so she understands
Oh,
that
yeah.
if this happens to bloom into something special, that it's not just you and maybe the mother-in-law and the father-in-law and a couple of kids.
Oh, yes, sir.
Now, let me ask the rest of the kids, is she nice?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so it sounds like it's so far so good.
Oh, yeah, I passed 17 other people's approval tests. That was a chore in itself.
I'm sure it was. Now, has there been any alone time? Because rumor has it there's one of you that constantly follows them around with the camera, and I supposedly taking pictures, but I'm assuming spying for mom and dad. So do you get a chance just to sneak off and be alone with her? Or,
Well,
in a nice way, of course.
yeah, we have time that we can talk, private talk and stuff, and it's distance. It is always supervised. There's always somebody else in the room, but
Right.
we'll go find a quiet corner. If we go out to eat, we'll get a table by ourselves.
Oh, that's good. That's good, because normally I'm assuming, Kelly Jo, when you go to dinner and you say, do you have space for 20? do they kind of giggle?
Well, we have had some strange looks, but usually they are very gracious to accommodate us.
Well, that's good. Now, which ones are the middle children? Like numbers 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there?
Start with number 8.
Because, see, I'm a middle child. I feel your pain. I know what you're going through, because you're not the oldest, so you don't get to do all the cool stuff that Zachary's doing right now. You're not the baby that's going to get everything his way when he grows up, because he's the baby. You're stuck in the middle, aren't you? You get the hand-me-downs, and it's no longer special to have children because you're 8, 9, 10, and we've been down this road before. So hang on, because the middle kids are the best kids. Nothing wrong with the older and younger ones, but the middle kids are always the best. Now, Gil, if we come to this conference this week down in Camden, what will we hear from the Bates family?
Well, you'll hear us probably just the kids play a lot of music with the violins, the piano, guitar, and singing gospel songs that would encourage people about living for Christ and turning their life over to the Lord. That's probably what you'll hear out of us. You might hear a little bit of giggling and some laughing, and you might see a little bit of crying every now and then, but I hope you'll see a family that's trying to stick together and encourage others to do the same.
Now, let me ask you, what is the typical day for 20 people?
Well, I'll tell you, the typical day is we start in the morning, and everybody has kind of a partner that's responsible to kind of get dressed and make sure they get breakfast, and then we normally have a short Bible study for the family, and then some of the little kids get involved in some of their schoolwork, and me and some of the older boys a lot of times will go to work. And then while we're going to work, the house runs without us. We're amazed that happens. But a lot gets done while we're gone, and we come back normally in the evenings and have a little time of supper together, and we have a short singing, a Bible study. We'll sing some songs together and read out of the Bible, and then we'll kind of have a lot of playtime with Dad and Mom, and then we all go down for bed and start over again the next day.
Well, it's got to help that everybody, and this is going to come out wrong, but it's got to help that everybody likes each other.
Well, it does work.
Because, sometimes you get in those families, and again, I use mine as for example, there are times when, one of the older ones or one of the younger ones decides he's going to get an attitude. And then, well, he's not going to play nice with the rest of the family, and sometimes there's a little tension. Do you have...
Let's just say we all have our moments. We try not to have them in public, but we all have our moments. And we all are normal, everyday people that have the same struggles everybody else does. But we do try to work through them the best we can and try to realize that only two things last forever, God's Word and people. And if the people you live with, if you don't learn to get along with them, God will help raise up other people along life's path that'll be even hard to get along with. So we have a lot of fun together. We try to work it out and do the best we can.
Now, do you little ones, now this is, what's your name there, young man? Isaiah and Jackson and Warden. Are you the warden of the family? Do you lay down the law and tell them what it's going to be like? Now, do you younger ones, though, have fun? Your older brothers and sisters don't pick on you too much?
No.
No? Well, that's good. You don't pick on them, do you?
Yes.
Now, wait a second. Step up to the microphone, young man. What do you mean sometimes?
Well, kinda.
Kinda, sorta. Yeah, but you pick on them in a nice way, right? You don't do nasty stuff to them.
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Now, would the good Lord appreciate you being mean and nasty to your older brothers and sisters?
Well, I ain't mean and nasty.
Oh, okay. Sometimes, but you do some things that you might want to say I'm sorry for later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But they don't pick on you at all.
Well, they do some.
Okay, they don't like walk you out to the woods and stuff there and say, okay, count to 100, and then you turn around and they're gone. And you have no idea how to get back. Well, that's good. Again, from life's experiences, I bring some of these stories up. So, and that was just 8 of us. So now, Kelly Jo, do we have a name for number 19 yet, or do you just wait?
We like to be surprised, so we don't know what it's going to be. So
Okay.
we'll have to pick one of each. And name picking is hard for us. We didn't all start with the same letter like the Duggars did, so that puts us looking from A to Z, and it's hard for us to make a decision.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I noticed that you don't have a Bob yet.
Oh,
Amongst
yeah,
the 8
that's right.
boys.
We might need to pray about that.
You know, Robert is a beautiful name, comes right out of the Bible. You know, it truly does, and it's French for king.
Oh,
You know, so if you think about it, if it's a boy, you know, Robert Bates would be it's got that
Bob Bates.
Bob Bates.
Well,
there
yeah,
you
that
go.
could be a
I
real,
mean,
real killer. I mean, a real good one.
well, whatever you do, and I'm sure you've been told this several times, do not name your child Norman.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
yes, sir.
I'm sure you've been notified.
Yeah, that goes way over our kids' head because of their time. But
Right.
yeah, we understand. We don't ever invite anybody to come stay at the Bates.
Now, I understand that you've been with the Duggars on their television program a couple of times. How has that gone?
Yes, sir. It has been fun and adventurous. When you're with the Duggars, you never know what to expect. Jim Bob's full of surprises, and it's fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's been exciting. We've learned things from them every time we've been with them. They're an
Okay.
encouraging family to be around.
Now, how in proximity, how close do you live to the Duggars? Because they're down in Georgia
Arkansas.
or Arkansas. That's right.
We're
That's right.
12 hours away, but because of their traveling, sometimes it brings them in our neck of the woods.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you do get to bump into them every now and again.
Right.
Okay. And kids, how was it being on TV?
Lots.
Step up here, young lady. First of all, I love her hair. By the way, she's got that. The beehive hairdo is coming back. No, it is. Step on up here. It's very pretty. And you are
Aaron.
Aaron. Now, how was being on TV?
It's nice. I guess it's not. It's nice seeing yourself on the show. I guess you expect yourself to be a little different,
Right.
but it's fun. Other people seem to like it.
Now, did they give you did they give you some tips or rules on what to do before the camera started to roll, or did they just say be yourselves?
Be yourselves.
Okay. And obviously you
needed
were.
some tips.
We try.
Oh,
We
okay.
use some tips.
Did everybody have to sit in the makeup chair and all of that?
No.
I
Okay.
didn't let him in.
You didn't let them in?
Girls didn't.
Oh, the girls didn't.
We did.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it sounded like everybody had a lot of fun on TV.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. So, Kelly, I have to ask you, when you travel from Tennessee to Michigan or wherever, how long does it take to get everybody around?
It was supposed to take us 7.5 hours. I think it took us about 14. We like to double our trips, stretch them out, stop
Sure.
at every potty we can.
Oh, yeah. And I've got just 3 kids, and I know how that is where every road, they see every rest stop sign, and they're like, we have to stop. Well, it was just 10 minutes ago. What do you mean you have to stop again?
Yeah.
So,
And every stop is a 30-minute stop, especially if it's a one-seater potty.
Dad, have you taught the boys the joys of Coke bottles?
Well, let's just say we have made done on whatever necessary we have to do to get to the trip.
You know, sometime answering nature's call, you've got. Now, do you all pile into one vehicle, or do you happen to have a couple separate ones?
Well, the Duggars gave us a bus recently that
Oh.
holds us all, but it visited the shop for this trip.
Uh-oh.
So we usually travel in a 15-passenger van and one car following us.
Okay.
But we came from different places on this trip. Zach was visiting in Missouri for some strange reason. I visited a little girl down there, so
Uh-huh.
we have a couple of extra cars this trip.
Okay. Now, with the older children, because you've got, what, 4 out of high school now?
4 out of high school.
4 out of high school. That's got to help that they can now do some of the driving and some of that instead of
yes.
leaving it just to mom and dad.
Yes.
So
Great drivers, just the insurance bill's out the roof, but everything else goes great.
I can imagine. Now, I got to find Harold real quick. Harold, where are you? Way in the back. Step on up here, Harold, just for a second. This is Harold Walker, who puts this together and put last year's together with the Duggars. Harold, are you purposely finding families of 20 or more to come visit Camden, or did it just work out this way?
Well, Jim Bob, I talked to him, and he said they wouldn't be able. They were hoping to take a trip to Japan. So he said we got some good friends, and so we homeschool through the same program. So he said, well, get a hold of Gil, and I'm sure he'd be willing to come. In fact, Gil is speaking Friday night.
Okay.
Tom speaks throughout the whole week, and then he'll speak Friday night, and then there'll be a break, and there'll be a special session just for the youth. And he'll be doing a chalk drawing, but he's doing this one particular subject. In fact, if I would have knew this subject, it would have changed my life. But if you apply this one subject at youth or even when you're older, it will change your life.
Okay.
So I would encourage people to come, especially young people. I'm not going to tell you.
No, don't
You
tell
have
me.
to
No,
come.
you got to come down there. Now, what time does all of this start each evening?
6:30 the music starts, and in fact, Erin has her own CD. If you
really?
hear her play the piano, you would. I mean, the keys just rattle right off the board.
Okay,
So,
well, cool.
They start singing at 6:30, playing music, and it goes to about 7, a little after 7, and then Tom comes up and he speaks. In fact, tonight he speaks on 4 ways of getting wisdom. The most important thing in life is to get wisdom.
Oh, yeah, if we were all smarter, I think life would be a lot easier.
Yes, sir.
Making wise decisions. Hey, if we could just get past making those dumb ones.
Yeah. Well, we're smart enough to make the dumb ones, We're just not smart enough to make the smart ones. So, again, it is the second annual Success Conference, How to Be Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise. Again, starts at 6:30 tonight through Friday at Chester Park down in Camden. Is this an outdoor venue then, or?
Yes, we have a big tent that seats 2,000 people, and we have a stage built, sound system, and it's all free. There was people that just had a love for people and a love for the Lord, and they wanted to donate in order to advance people hearing about the Lord, changing their lives.
Great. And again, that all goes through Friday. And if you'd like more information, Harold, can they go to a website? You got a phone number they could contact?
Yeah, there's a website they can get on. It's www.camdenmtg, which is abbreviation for meeting, .org. Or they can call me at 517-398-2473.
Kelly Jo, is it ever quiet in the house?
Rarely. But that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Now
When it's quiet, we get nervous.
Well, I can imagine, yes. With all these kids, all of a sudden you're like, what are you doing? Because you guys never, again, do anything to get into trouble, right? Well, sometimes, okay. Now, is it just instruments or is there singing tonight as well, Gil?
Yes, singing and instruments, both.
Okay. How many of you sing? Who all sings?
Everybody sings.
Everybody sings, even the little one there?
Well,
No, not
sings
quite.
off key like me.
Okay. Cool. So you'll be singing for about a half an hour. Do you want to break out in song real quick? Let me ask you, young man, what's your favorite song?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you have a solo in any of the songs?
No.
No. Okay.
So he has a solo on some of his songs.
Do you have a solo in some of your songs? Okay, cool. Oh, wait a second. They're kibitzing here real quick. Do you want to break out in song real quick so we kind of get a little idea what you're going to sing?
Ain't God good, of course.
Ain't God good? I would hope he is.
He is.
So even though that's poor English, it works. It works anyway.
It works in Tennessee for sure.
It works in Tennessee
That's right.
perfectly. Yes. So on the count of 3, can we sing "Ain't God Good"?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Ain't
God
God good to give us so many blessings undeserving? That's what we are. We ought to thank Him, love and praise Him. A little more today, a whole lot more tomorrow.
That's excellent. That's very good. All of you are doing a wonderful job. Now, who teaches? What's your name again, young man? Isaiah. Who teaches you how to sing like that? 4-part harmony? I mean, do you learn that in school, or did your mom teach you how to do that? You don't know? You just
I
were.
only have to give most of the music credit to Aaron and Zach, the older children.
Okay. Well, that was excellent. That was very good. Now, Isaiah, I'm going to give you a little advice, okay? From somebody who used to dress in shirts like that. You can undo that top button. You really can, because up here it's fine. We really don't button the top button. That's just going to choke you to death all night long, and yeah, just like that. See, just like that. You don't want to be like that. Yeah, you don't want to be like that the rest of your life. So when you get back out into the van, just go ahead and pop that top button. Okay, you'll look cooler. Well, we really appreciate everybody coming down. I wish we could spend more time with you. I mean, everybody seems happy and healthy and smiley. I'd hate to see the day everybody goes to the doctor or the dentist.
Oh, me too.
That's got to be a fun day, loading them all up and making the appointment for the entire day.
Yeah.
My teeth are aching.
Your teeth are aching after that, aren't they? Well, it's not a good thing. So, well, we appreciate the Bates family coming in. Thank you very much, and congratulations again on number 19. And honestly, I would think Bob might be a good name. You know, because when you think, because I know one of you are going into the ministry, correct? Which one? He's going into, and you are. Nathan. Nathan's going into the ministry, and Nathan would be loved, 20 years from now to be joined by Brother Bob.
Yes.
I mean, Brother Bob and Nathan preaching the gospel, what's wrong with that? To keep that on? Now, I did ask the Duggars last year when they were here, Kelly Jo, and I'll ask you, because I know it's one of those obvious questions again, but is Bob the last one, or do you just...
Not. We're prayerfully anxious for God to give us however many he sees fit.
Okay. Now, Gil, how do you answer those questions, since we brought that up, where people say, is it fair in this day and age to have 19 kids? Shouldn't you have stopped at 2 or 3?
Well, I guess you could say the proof is in the pudding. And I would say that we're probably getting to enjoy the greatest life of anybody I know on the earth.
It really, my mom always said she loved everybody just as equal, except for the youngest one. He
got a double portion, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, we nicknamed him Oops.
Yeah.
And you younger kids will learn eventually. But we had fun with him. But it's a lot of fun. Kids are always a joy, and as long as everybody's getting along, he's getting along with everybody.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. And you kids, you seem well-rounded and joyful and happy with the way things are going. And I know that each day brings their own struggles.
Yes, sir. New challenges every day.
And it's good to see Mom and Dad smiling, too, because, there are times when you see on TV where families with a lot of people and you see all the bad things.
Yes, sir.
But between you and Jim Bob and the Duggars, there are 2 positive stories there for large families just enjoying life.
Well, we've been encouraged by a lot of other people along life's path that God's brought across our path to encourage us and try to help us to apply biblical principles to life so it produces a much better result than our own ways.
Well, kids, I hope that you have a great time up here in Michigan. Enjoy the warmth that you brought up from Tennessee. I thank all of you for that. and hopefully the Lord will have great blessings for you the rest of your week and safe travels as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you, Kelly Jo. And thank you... Okay, let's try this. Judson, you did a great job today, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And Callie and Ellie and, is it Adelie?
Adelie.
Adelie, that's a beautiful name. Where did you come up? Adelie, where did they come up with your name, sweetheart?
God is my refuge and strength, and her middle name is Hope. So
Her
that's my refuge, strength, and hope.
Okay, cool. And then Isaiah and Warden, who is, of course, that's Latin for prison, so remember that. And Jackson and Katie and Josie and Carlin and Trace. I understand that you're the sports kid.
Yeah.
That you like sports. Okay, do you play a little football? Sort of, kind of?
He likes it.
He likes it. He likes beating his older brothers and sisters, too, from what I understand, too. And then I like the way which one's Tori? Tori. I like the way that the website talks about Tori. She takes the initiative to organize and direct her younger siblings.
Yes.
So in other words, you're the one in charge. You're the one that cracks the whip. You're
She's
the one.
the drill sergeant.
I didn't want to quite go that far, but it looks like Tori's the one. Guys, is Tori the one that tells you what to do? Yeah. No, see? See, right there. There's the look right there. Yes, she is. So trust me, I've got a sister. I know exactly what you're talking about. And Alyssa and Nathan and Lawson and Aaron and Michaela? Michaela. Okay, I apologize. And now Zach and Michaela both EMTs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys are like in charge if somebody
And Nathan.
breaks a leg or scrapes a knee or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, or do you just tell Mom and Dad call 911? Maybe not, no. Well, that's the Bates family. We appreciate that. We appreciate everybody coming in today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, if you'd like to meet them in person, 6:30 tonight through Friday night, as part of the second annual Success Conference, How to Be Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise at Chester Park, down in Camden.